Hi everyone, this is Vivek. In this video, I'm going to show you how you can use Provider for state management. For demonstration, we will create task management system handling create, read, update and delete operation using Provider. So, before starting the code, let's understand what Provider is. Provider is a state management solution in Flutter that simplifies the process of managing and sharing states within widgets in an efficient, scalable, and reactive way. Basically, Provider is a wrapper around Flutter inherited widget. It is a part of Dart SDK and it allows us to share state between different parts of our widget tree, and it automatically updates the UI as soon as the state of our app changes, and it helps us to separate the business logic from the UI. So here I have basic Flutter app uh, running in my mobile device. So it is not actually running, so let's run it. First of all, we will create a UI for task management system and then we will start implementing Provider. So in the lib folder, let's create three folders. Okay, first one is models to store the code of our task model. So second one is Provider. In this folder we will write state management related code, and third one is screens. Here we will write our UI code. Okay, so let's start with the model. Okay, here we will create a task model. So we can simply write task model dot dart is file name, just class task, and it have two properties, that is title and is completed. So title is the task what we are supposed to do, and is completed holds either it is completed or not. So final string title and final bool is completed. So let's make a constructor for this class, and this title is compulsory, so we will create a required, we will add a required keyword and this dot title, and by default as soon as title is created, it is not completed, so we will set it false. Okay, this dot is completed is equals to false. Okay, our task model is ready, and we will use this model in uh, the Provider while we will handle the state. Okay, so let's start writing the code for UI. Okay, before that, as we are using Provider as a state management tool, we have to add it from the pop.dev. Okay, so for that go to pop.dev and search for Provider package, or you can simply go to terminal and write flutter pub add provider, and it will add Provider in your project. Or you can simply write Provider here in prospect.yml file as well. Okay, so doing any of following or any of the things I have mentioned is same. Okay, so what you can do is just write Provider and colon. This much is enough. This will get the latest version from the pop.dev. Okay, now you have to click on this download button at the top right corner to get this Provider package. Now let's go back to uh, screens folder and let's create a screen named or file named home screen.dart. Okay, So first of all, let's import the material package and we will create a stateless widget named home screen. And here we will return a scaffold widget, and we will divide the screen in two parts. The upper part of the screen is responsible for uh, adding a task, and the lower part of the screen is responsible for displaying the task. Okay, so we'll make use of expanded widget. So let's start writing the code. Okay, so I guess our app is also built, so let's see the changes instantly. So I will just navigate to home screen after main function is launched. Okay, in the home property of material app, we will provide home screen. Now let's restart the app and we will be on home screen. Now we are in home screen. Let's provide the title for app bar. So it is going to be tax app. Okay, so the tags that we add in this app will not be permanent, as we are not going to use any database here. So this the sole purpose of this tutorial is to demonstrate the use of provider. Okay, so let me center this title and let's provide this app bar of background color of colors dot indigo, and let's change the color of this text to white. Okay, style text style colors dot white. Let's save this and use a constructor if the value is not going to change. And let's get rid from this debug banner. Just use debug show check mode banner false in main.dart file. So in the body, we are going to use column widget, and we will divide the screen in two parts using expanded. Okay, so this allows us to provide the ratio in which the screen is divided. So for now I'm going to use another column inside this expanded, and in the second expanded I'm going to use a list builder. So there can be about or more than two tags, and we will make use of this list builder to show each and every task that we have created. Okay, so here we have to provide context and index, or we will get this value and we will return a list style. So in this column we will create one text field and one submit button. Okay, so text field and one elevated button to submit or save. Okay, elevated button will keep unpressed as empty as of now, and in the child we will provide text, and here we will show save task. Okay, this section is empty as of now as there are no data, but if we provide something like title text, okay, sus subscribe to Flutter channel. Okay, the first task is subscribe to Flutter Hero channel. Okay, make sure that you complete your first task. Okay, as soon as I save this, you can see infinite number of these tasks. Okay, even though here we have infinite number of these tasks, you have to subscribe only once. Okay, this is happening because we haven't provided a item count property here. Later, for now, let's go with 10. Later we will change it with number of tasks that we have created. Okay, and let's provide uh, this text or decoration. Okay, for decoration, if this task is completed, we will add a strike through in the text, and if it is not completed, it will be normal. Okay, or I think we have something like decoration property here. Okay, it must be inside text style widget. Let's check. So we have decoration and okay, line through. Okay, text decoration dot line through, and it will cross all the. So if task is completed, the decoration will be our text decoration dot line through. Otherwise, decoration will be none. And let's create a checkbox to mark task is completed or not. Okay. So in the trailing of this list style, we will provide a checkbox widget, and for now let's provide the value of true, and in the unchanged let's provide a empty function. Okay, the unchanged will provide us a uh, boolean value. Okay, either true or false, and let's remove this const here, is this is not going to be a constant, so you can click on print value. Okay, so our title and checkbox is ready, and our text field is also ready, but we can give it some decoration if we want. So let's try to give some decoration. So in the decoration we have to provide input decoration, and let's provide some border. In the border property we have to provide outline input border. So let's save this, and let's wrap this text field with padding. Sorry, we can directly use wrap with padding property. Okay, and we have to make a text editing controller to control the text editor, or to get the text from that text editing controller. Okay, so we can create that text editing controller in provider also, or we can create here as well. So let's try to create it here. Text editing controller underscore title controller is equals to text editing controller, and we can assign this controller to this text field, and it have controller property underscore text or title controller. Okay, I think our UI is ready, but this uh, tax edition section is occupying much area than needed. So we can adjust the flex value of this expanded widget to make sure that it occupy more space than the upper one. Okay, so for now we will provide a flex of 3, so it means the whole screen is divided into total 4 parts. Among that 4 parts, this expander is going to occupy 3 parts and the above one will occupy only 1 part. So let me save this, and you can see even uh, 1 of fourth is also enough for this section. So let's go with 4. So this will, or 5, okay, this will divide the screen in 6 part, and the last one will occupy fifth. Okay, let's move toward the provider section. Okay, here we will make a file name task provider dot, and here we'll make a class named task provider, class task provider, and uh, we have to extend this class with change notifier provider. Okay, so it is from Flutter Foundation, and it is compulsory to add this Flutter material dot package to make sure that this change notifier is working, uh, and this change notifier is responsible, or it is a class provided by Flutter to make sure that uh, the UI will be notified, or the change in state will be notified to widget tree as soon as it is reflected here, okay, or it is changed here. And we will make use of notify listener function to notify the UI. Okay, so we will see that shortly. So for now, uh, let's start creating variables, okay, to store our current data. So first of all, we will have list of tasks. Okay, list of tasks is there, can is going to be multiple tasks, or we will have more than one task. So to hold that values, we will have this variable, and let me make this private so that it can be modified from only this class. Okay, list of tasks, all tasks is equals to, so by default the list of tasks is empty, and is this variable is private, it cannot be accessed outside this class. So to access the data inside this variable, we have to make a separate getter. Okay, so it is quite easy to make getter in a Flutter or in Dart. So you can simply write the type first, list of tasks, get all tasks, and you can return that value. Okay, or variable. And now let's create a function to create, update and delete the task. Okay, or updating the task means toggling it completed or uncompleted. Okay, so we can simply call it a task toggler or toggle task. Okay, so first of all, let's go with create task, and we will need title for that. Okay, so title, and now we can simply add one task to this variable. Okay, all task variable. So for that we can use the add method of the list, and here we have to provide our task is this list contain tags. Okay, so we can make a task here or here directly. So let's make it here directly. Okay, task, and in the title we will provide the title receipt, and by default is completed is false and it is true for us. And now we have to use this function notify listeners to update the UI as soon as new task is created. Okay, if you miss this function, then the change will not be reflected here. Okay, now we'll write a function to toggle the task. Okay, so let's make a function named toggle task completion, and we need to know which task is it. Okay, so to identify each task have unique index value in the list, so we can modify the item on the basis of the index. Okay, so we have to change the value of is completed. Okay, so underscore tags, all tags, index dot. So what we are going to do is, if it is completed is true, then we are going to make false. If it is false, we are going to make it true. So for that I have added this operator at the beginning, and I will write the same code, all tags index dot is completed, and we are receiving the red underline here. Okay, is completed can't be used as a setter because it's final. So while making a model we have made it final, so final means the runtime constant and it cannot be changed. So let me get it from this final keyword, and we can modify that. Now it is okay, and don't forget to use a notify listener function. And again, let's write a function to delete tasks. Okay, so to delete the tasks we also need index, and we can simply remove that data from the list. Okay, all tasks dot remove it index. Okay, this will simply remove the item at the provided index, and write notify listeners. Now the business logic for our task management system is also completed. Now let's try to use these functions that we have created. Okay, so in the beginning of the video I have mentioned that we will go through creating a task, updating a task, deleting a task, and we will use this getter to read the tasks. Okay, so now to make this provider working, you have to do something in main.dart. Okay, so go to main.dart, and there is something called multi-provider in the provider package. It allows you to wrap your material app with multiple providers. Okay, so for small to medium scale application there are more scenarios to handle the state. So to make sure that uh, everything will work, uh, the provider package have offered the multi-provider property, and we can provide multiple providers and it will work seamlessly. Okay, so now wrap with widget, and let's give it a name, multi-provider. And in the meantime let's stop the app and run again. Okay, to make sure that provider is working. And in the provider property, okay, we have to provide multiple providers in this providers option. Okay, now let's run the app. So our provider is change notifier provider. There are several types of provider, so we'll create a separate video explaining each type of provider. So this is the first video of provider in our channel. In the next video we will see how we can implement test API using provider, so stay tuned for that. And here you have to, or you can provide the type. Okay, something like uh, okay, you can simply see here task provider. Okay, the type is task provider. Make sure that you import this class, and we will return that class. Okay, Now our app must work. Okay, it will not work because we haven't implemented it yet. So now let's run the app again. Now let's use those function in the home screen. Okay, so to use the feature, or to use the properties that we have created here, we have to make a consumer here. So uh, so we don't need consumer here, or but we need consumer here. Okay, so I will wrap this whole body with a consumer. So for this I will simply uh, cut this column widget. Okay, in the body I'll simply cut, so body is empty. So to make sure it is working, we are going to use a consumer, and you can provide the type here like task provider, and you have to provide a function here, and there is a compulsory builder parameter, and here you have to, or you will get three properties. Okay, that is, first one is context, second one is value, that is the task provider, and third one is child, that will really use, and this function must return a widget, and we can return what we have got previously, that is column widget. And let me uh, provide a semicolon instead of dash comma. Now we can use all the properties and methods defined here. Okay, so first of all let's try by uh, uh, creating a task. Okay, for now let's simply call that function. Okay, that is task provider dot create tasks, and in the title we will going to provide underscore title controller dot text, and we have to clear the controller once it is completed. Okay, title controller dot clear. Now in this list builder builder, let's modify this item count of 10 to the number of items available in this task provider. Okay, so we can access this by using this variable. Okay, so you have, if you have noticed or not, in this section here we have used this variable available here. Okay, task provider, you can name it anything, but writing a differentiable name is good practice. So simply we can understand that task provider is responsible, or task provider class is responsible for handling the state. So this name is fine. So now to access this list, you can simply use dot operator and uh, use something like all tasks dot length. So if this is empty, we can return uh, okay, and let's not focus on that. Okay, let's focus on making this work fast, and we will create one variable here. Okay, task, let's import the task class, and new task or any task. Okay, it is not necessary to say new, as it is not new, and we will receive tasks from this all tasks value. Okay, task provider dot all tasks and index. So each time this widget is built, it will get a new task. Okay, and here instead of this title, we will make use of task dot title, and in the checkbox, instead of this true value, we can provide task dot unchanged, or sorry, or is completed. And in the decoration here, if task is completed, we will provide this line through, otherwise we will provide no decoration. Okay, so for that we are going to use a ternary operator. If task dot is completed, so we'll use this ternary operator. So what it does is, if this condition is true, task dot is completed is true, the code I write after this what will be executed, that is text decoration dot line through. Otherwise, so to write the otherwise condition, we have to use colon, and we can provide like text decoration dot none. Okay, let's save this and let's start creating our tasks. Okay, and here we have some overflow. To get rid from this overflow, we can use single child scroll view widget. Okay, so in this column, so let's wrap this column with a single child scroll view widget, and I think it must go now. Okay, the error is gone. Here you can type like subscribe. Okay, not here, in this text field, subscribe to our channel. So you guys might be wondering like why this guy is desperate for subscribers. So subscribers is the only thing that, it is not the only thing, but it is one of the thing that motivates me to upload videos. So please consider subscribing, and now click on save task, and here you can see it is here. So it is not completed by default, so we can like as soon if you have already subscribed to our channel, you can check on this button to verify it. Okay, like you click on here and it is not gone. Okay, we haven't called the function. Okay, it is not gone because we haven't called uh, the function to toggle checkbox. Okay, so we can simply call this function in unchanged method. Okay, so the value of this text checkbox will be changed as soon as we click. So when we click for first time, it will be true, and next time it will be false. Okay, so we can call the function by calling task dot, sorry, not task provider, task provider dot toggle task completion, and I guess we have to provide the index. Okay, index, and let me save this, and it must work now. Okay, I click on here and it is completed, and the text style is also changed. Again I click here, it is gone, like the decoration is gone. So let's create some more tasks. Click on whale icon and add more tasks like visit askflutter.com, write the whole application without watching the video. So the last one is your real tags. Okay, others are the child plays. So uh, let me know that you have completed these tasks in the comment section. Okay, uh, and we have one more thing left. Okay, that is deleting a task. We have made the function here, so we can use something like, we can long press on any task to delete it. Okay, so let's try that. This list style have some property like on long press or on long press. Yeah, on long press we can call that function to delete. Okay, so let's call that function, that is task provider dot delete task, and we have to provide the index of the task, and we can show some notice like task deleted successfully. So let's show the scaffold, sorry, snack bar. Okay, so for that we are going to use scaffold messenger dot of context dot so snack bar, and here we can provide text dot task, and I will show the task title here. Okay, so for that we can use string interpolation like this, task dot title deleted successfully. Okay, let's save this and let's give this a try. So let me long press any of this. Okay, so let me delete this, visit axflutter.com. Okay, so I long pressed and it is deleted, and you can see the message here in the snack bar. So let's delete, click on bell icon also, and it is also deleted. So I have already mentioned that this data is not persistent. Okay, so if you restart the app and this uh, or these values are gone, because these are temporarily saved in a variable, and this variable will be refreshed as soon as app is restarted. Okay, so we have to use some database like SQLite, or if we prefer online database like Firebase, uh, Cloud Firestore, okay, etc. So we will create some tutorials on using local database as well as cloud database offered by different cloud service provider. Uh, so for now, uh, I hope you guys understood how you can use provider in your Flutter app. So guys, how was this video? If you like this video, give us a thumbs up, and if you have any problems while following the steps on here, please don't hesitate to comment below. Thank you for watching.